Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of Andrew's Awesome Carcast. As always, I'm Andrew Francis, and let's just roll right into it. First of all, yes, I am still doing this. I recognize it's been a while since I've posted a video, but that is for a number of reasons, not the least of which is that I recently moved. So, I used to live, for those of you familiar with the Southern California area, I used to live up in the valley, in Encino, Sherman Oaks area, and I recently moved to Santa Monica, California. So that's awesome. Closer to work now. So my commute isn't as long, which is going to affect these videos. Not that they were ever too long to begin with, but they're most likely going to get shorter now. So there's that. The other main reason I hadn't posted in a while is because I was just having some camera difficulties. But I believe I've solved that, so hopefully we're all good there. And yeah. So, little update on I guess I'll start with the move. So that was the big thing I've been working on for a bit. I pretty much had this move planned since mid to late June, somewhere around there. And I knew it was it was made official early July, right? But it was actually like a day or two before I left for RTX. And yeah, so now, like I said, I live in Santa Monica now. I live a lot closer to work. My commute has been cut almost in half, which is awesome. My best friend is actually my neighbor, which is how I knew about the apartment. He had told me his neighbor had moved out, and he was like, you should move in next door. And he had said it, he initially said it like seriously, but also kind of jokingly, because he probably didn't think I would do it, but I did it. So yeah, so that part's awesome. So, you know, we definitely live separately, you know, like, sure, we have the connecting wall, but it's not like neither of us, we respect each other's space, you know, like, I don't just roll up in his place, you know, like, without knocking or anything like that, or checking with him first. Like, I'll either knock or send him a text, you know, like, hey, what are you up to? You want to come by and watch TV or whatever? And yeah, so I've been there about 2 weeks now, and so far everything's going great. You know, plates still coming together. I still got some more things I need to get, like, you know, like, for example, I need a coffee table, so like stuff like that. But yeah, I love the location. Everything's great. Biggest change I would have, besides the commute, is that in moving, I've decided to cut the cable as it is. Whereas I used to have DirecTV living at home, but now I've just gone full streaming service. You know, it's like I have Netflix, Hulu, Amazon Prime Video, and a couple of various others like Funimation for my anime. And yeah, so far though, I'm completely happy with that. Just because, although I do confess, the main reason everything's working so well at the moment is because a lot of apps, they're free. Like, you can access their content for free as long as you have like a cable provider, you know. So like, for example, FX. Like, I download the FX app primarily because I want to finish out Legion, and in using that app, like, when you go on to select what you want to watch, like, there's a couple of free things out there, but a lot of the content is behind, not a paywall per se, but behind a wall, where it makes you select your cable provider. You have to punch in like that, you know, that master account email and whatnot, and then it gives you access to everything. And so luckily, my parents still have DirecTV, and I just use that. Like, you know, there's no extra charge for it. It's just like a free thing. But if I didn't know someone with DirecTV, there would be a few things I just wouldn't have access to. Like FX is one. HBO Go is another. Oh, Adult Swim, that's another one I did. But yeah, like I said, thus far everything's working fine. And you know, like if my dad and mom ever want to cut DirecTV, you know, like I'll figure it out. I'm not worried about it. There's plenty of ways to find what you want to watch online now. Also, in regards to that, I bought myself an Amazon 4K Fire Stick. Love that thing. It's beautiful. It's the first, I mean, well, streaming wise, it's the first like 4K television streaming delivery service I've had. I've got a 4K Blu-ray player that I use, you know, to buy 4K Blu-rays, and that's amazing. But you know, it's a different ball game, like streaming television content in 4K, you know. But again, everything's working great. Got my lights up, got you know, beds all put together, all that shit, obviously. Otherwise, in terms of decorating, I don't know that I'm gonna do too much like decorating. Like, I don't really give a shit about houseplants or anything like that. So I doubt I'm gonna get any, like, you know, anything too crazy. I mean, I'll put up my posters, or at least a few of them that I had back in my room. But yeah, I don't really see myself doing too much like extra decorating or anything like that. Like, I'll get everything I need, like I said, the coffee table and all that shit. But yeah, beyond that, you know, doesn't really interest me. Also, really testing out my budgeting skills now. So don't get me wrong, I've always budgeted myself beforehand, you know, gotta live within your means, of course. But now that the rent has gone up, like, I'm really gonna be pushing that to its limits. And as you know, before I moved in and got all that, I pretty much mathed everything out, like what I think, you know, like my average monthly costs are gonna be. And yeah, I think I'll be fine. I'm a pretty cheap bastard. Like, I don't do too much. My biggest expense, like regular expense, I would say is probably alcohol. This because I drink a lot and I will run through a bottle of Jack like that. Because other than that, like, I thankfully, and this is kind of a weirdo advantage I have, like, with the way my diet and exercise work, I exercise every day. But with my diet, I don't eat breakfast. I haven't eaten breakfast since like high school. And that's just because I like to sleep in as late as possible. So like, I just learned to go without breakfast. That was fine. But then back in my, what was this now? Sophomore, junior year of college, back when I was really fat and I decided to start losing the weight. And I talked to my cousin, who is a personal trainer, and he's the one who told me, like, he made me like break down honestly what I do in a day. And you know, back then I was in school, so like I mean, not that it's changed from today, now I sit at a desk, but yeah, back in school, like, the answer was I just sit at a desk all day, not doing anything. And so he was like, well, you know, you're not burning any calories, and thus you don't need that extra fuel intake. And he said, like, honestly, like, if you can power past it, it's like, you don't really need to eat lunch. And so I learned to do that. Like, I trained my body to do that. So like right now, today, it's 5 o'clock. I haven't eaten a single thing, and I'm perfectly fine. Like, I'm gonna go home right now, and I brought my elliptical with me to my apartment. So I'm gonna go home, hop on my elliptical for an hour, get that in, and then I'll eat after that. So I work out on an empty stomach to help burn calories. But how this relates to budgeting is that's way less food I have to buy. So like I said, I'm pretty cheap in terms of like cost of living. The thing that's gonna be interesting is my electric bill. Because water's included, so that's awesome, because that would be a big one for me, because I'm one of those people who enjoys a nice long shower, like, to help unwind and relax. And I drink a ton of water. So yeah, water's included, so that's gonna be fine. It's gonna be an electric bill. That's gonna be interesting. because I figure, I mean, I don't really have my lights on too much because, like, you know, for my TV, I like to cut down its glare as much as possible. But you know, like, once I get home, my TV runs, you know, whenever I'm there, my TV and my computer. And you know, we'll see exactly what that comes to in Santa Monica. You know, how much of a difference in a bill that is from living in the valley. But I don't think it should be too bad. Before I move in, I talked to my friend, like, what his electric bill is, and if I'm anywhere around him, this is gonna be fine. And, you know, I'll just have to, you know, for little extra things that I like to do, like, for example, RTX, which is where I got this hat and shirt. Like, for that, or, you know, like buying video games, or, you know, like clothes or whatever. Like, I always have to do a little better saving job, you know. I'm not worried about that. I can manage. So yeah, that's been the big exciting thing in my life at the moment. Other than that, few little things I saw. Oh, okay. I'm all over the place with this thing. Who cares? I know one watches this. So when I moved in, actually, that next day, like, I moved in on a Saturday. That next Sunday morning, my friends and I, we went and saw Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and I enjoyed it. I don't think it's Tarantino's best movie. It's certainly not his worst. In my opinion, that's Jackie Brown. Still a good movie, but I just feel like it's his weakest. But yeah, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, man, like, it's nothing unlike, nothing like anything he's ever done before. Just because in my personal opinion, it really takes a hard left turn into, spoiler alert, into those Manson murders, the Sharon Tate murders. Because throughout what the trailers put forth to me, and what the vast majority of the movie shows, is it's a story about this fictional struggling actor, you know, who's coming towards the end of his career, you know, trying to salvage what he can, and his best friend / stuntman, the actor played by DiCaprio, the stuntman played by Brad Pitt, who are both fucking phenomenal in this movie. So yeah, I figured it would be some story about, like, them trying to revive his career, you know, like the shady things he needs to do or something like that, you know. But no, like, that's just a fictional plot interwoven with the non-fiction of those murders. Because at first, I didn't really put that together until you get to, like, the Spawn Ranch and all that. And I was just like, okay, I wonder how Tarantino's gonna just weave this in. And he really did just kind of shoehorn it in there, but, like, it still weirdly works. I don't know, it's hard to explain this movie. You kind of gotta go see it. But yeah, DiCaprio and Brad Pitt killed it. Margot Robbie, you know, didn't have too much to do, but she was good. You know, not mad at her, not mad at anybody's performance really in this movie. So yeah, it was good. Definitely go check it out. But in terms of video games, I've been playing mostly Mario Maker, which I am horrible at, but it is so much fun. Like, I love the music. I love how you can vary all the styles and whatnot. I haven't beat the main story yet, just because I think I'm like somewhere around 90-ish% done with the main story. But I just wanted to, I just put it down one day and I wanted to hop in and play. Because the fun of Mario Maker 2 is that anyone can design their own Mario level and you can put it out there for the public to play. And so I was mostly through the story, and I decided I want to go try some created levels by people. And, like, they're so much fun. I just kind of got addicted to them. I find myself better at the speed run ones than the puzzle ones. Just because, like, the puzzle ones, the ones that are puzzles, I find you have to be so precise with those. It's not that they're difficult in that I can't figure out how to solve it. It's just you have to be so precise with your timing and jumping. And I'm just not great at that. I'm better at the speed runs. Still though, I love playing them. Even though I'm terrible at them, I love going through them. Also been dabbling in some Overwatch because Overwatch is great. Always fun to jump into that. Been playing anything else really? Not really. I kind of put down MLB The Show for a minute. I'm definitely gonna go back into it though. Love that game. Still working on my created player. Haven't even gotten to the big leagues yet, but I will do that. Debating whether I want to get Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3 or not. I probably won't because it's been this long. If I hadn't pulled the trigger yet, I'm probably not. And now I'm what, somewhere around a month away from Borderlands 3, which I'm definitely gonna play. That looks so much fun. And yeah, so that's pretty much it for video games. Music wise, 2 albums I've been listening to most recently are the Dreamville collab album, Revenge of the Dreamers. Dreamville is J. Cole's label. And Chance the Rapper's first studio album, The Big Day. And I definitely, in my personal opinion, I definitely think that Revenge of the Dreamers is better. The Big Day is good. It's, I don't know. Oh, hang on. I accidentally did something on my navigation. Okay. Yeah, The Big Day is definitely solid. It's just not kind of what I was expecting from Chance. Like, based on, like, this is his first studio album, but he's put out several mixtapes before that I've listened to. And I don't know, I feel like the mixtapes have more like a theme, if you will, like more of a story in them. But whereas The Big Day, I don't know, it seems kind of random for him. Again, I'm not mad at it at all. It's a decent album. I think it was $10 on iTunes. I definitely worth the money. If you're a fan of Chance, pick it up. I'm just saying I don't think it's his best. It's not horrible. What else is going on in my life? Oh, the other big thing is I guess technically any day now, although they say it won't be for another 2 weeks. My niece will be born, my second niece. Currently has a date around August 21st, but you know, we've hit the point where my sister-in-law could successfully deliver a healthy baby. So you know, like, it technically could happen at any moment, but it's looking like the end of August. So big excitement around there. Also, another added benefit of living where I live now, I am now the closest person to the hospital where the baby will be born at. So, you know, when she's born, I can just hop on over there. And what else do I want to talk about right now? What's going on? You know what? I think that's it. I think I'm going to call it right there. Really short one. There will be longer videos in the future. This one was pretty impromptu. I just kind of felt like I hadn't done one in a while, just because like I've been busy and I wanted to make one, get something out there. So yeah, that's gonna be it for this one. Nice, short, sweet video. But yeah, expect longer ones in the future. Maybe somewhere around like maybe videos will be around like half hour to 45 minutes long, somewhere around there. This one's about 20, so you know, we'll see. You know, like I said, it's my show. I do whatever the fuck I want. But yeah, until the next time, peace out.